So when hosting a draft, gents, for as long as I was on the air,
a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, but then sometimes there's a lull, honestly, where the guys are talked out. It's late in the day on day 3, and picks are not happening fast enough, or they're not, to be very honest with you, big, bright, shiny names that you've heard of.
Right. And
there was that moment on day 3 on Saturday. And the terrific setup that they have for me on the set is there's a monitor called Program. What that means is exactly what you see at home. And then there's a monitor that they have to my right. It's called the Snoop Cam. It's a camera that's on the doors that the commissioner walks out of his green room, so I know he's heading to the stage.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So I'm kind of aware that the pick is almost, and they also get in my ear like 15 seconds to the pick and all that. And then there's one monitor that's on the podium. That's it. So it was really a lull. And I look up, and there's one of the super fans giving the pick, announcing the pick. Now, all 32 teams are represented in the orchestra pit, the closest seats to the stage. Each team sends a bunch of their season ticket holders or diehard fans, and each team has its own section. All 32 teams. And some of these super fans are, wildly dressed. And I looked up and I saw this guy, an Atlanta Falcons Superfan, dressed in an Atlanta Falcons suit, a suit, red suit with the logos of the logo of the Falcons all over. Yep. And he had, what is it? Was that a Dusty Rhodes championship
belt?
It was
an old WCW big gold belt.
It had ATL on it for Atlanta. And I just said out loud, I'm like, okay, let's just take the podium. So I basically became the producer and the director of the live mic, just saying, just take it. Let's see what this guy's got to say. And thank goodness I did that. Best moment of the draft. Check it out.
The Atlanta Falcons select DeMarco Hellams.
No.
Defensive back, Alabama. 28-3, good one. We've heard that before.
Wow, look at that suit.
But just that exchange, and I thought to myself, I even said this on the air, and that's why I wanted to bring it up, not just to bring this funny moment to y'all, but I mentioned this on the air, like all 32 teams are represented by fans there. And they are, thank goodness for you folks, diehard fans of the NFL. And it's a great moment. You're at the draft. I think they were flown there. They're not paying. It's not their own expense. Like, you get an all-expense pay trip. You're announcing a pick.
That's cool.
And you probably all in the section have gotten to meet each other and know the person who's going to make a pick. Why would you troll on the guy?
What do you mean? Why wouldn't you?
Why? Because you're all there.
What are you talking about?
That's what I want to bring up to you guys. Like, don't you think, like, this is the moment? Like, hey, let this guy have his moment. He's got his belt. He's got his suit. He's making a pick for his favorite team. Just like you would when you get up there, if you're a super fan, like, can't we all just get along? Like, this is the moment we should just put it aside.
Rich, I got 6 rings. That guy's got 28-3, and he has to wear that the rest of his life, especially when he's wearing that ridiculous suit.
Yeah, but so everyone else was wearing something ridiculous. I'm sure the Patriots fan who got up there was dressed like they were battling Lexington and Concord.
Hopefully he was dressed like a Super Bowl ring. Like, you bring that on yourself.
I think it only
do you
would have
see
been,
what I'm saying?
I think it only would have been better if he went, 28-3. Never heard that one before. But him saying, yeah, I heard that. That's my only tweet to the joke.
It was filled with bile, and he just caught me. And by the way, that moment, because I just said, let's just throw it to the podium, because we had nothing to talk about. It wasn't like that pick was anything, outstanding.
What round was that?
I don't know. It was a pick 2 something or whatever. It had to be round 6. Yeah, 7th round. I just looked up. I'm like, this guy looks interesting. Let's throw it to it. And by the way, all you aggregators out there who made hay on this moment, you're welcome, because that wouldn't have been on television if I didn't just look over and it wasn't a lull. I'm like, let's just take the guy.
Residuals
there. But I honestly thought to myself, give the guy a break.
You didn't think that because
I did. I said it on the air.
But I'm saying, Rich, you've done enough drafts to know people are going to boo the teams that they don't like when they're up there, no matter what.
And that I understand, but like to heckle the guy with his worst moment as a fan, and he's a super fan. Like, what are you doing?
People,
man. Fans.
Come on. You know that there was no chance that was going to slide.
That's the thing. Like, was it a Do we know, was it a Pats fan that heckled him?
It was probably a Saints fan.
Probably a Saints fan.
Excuse me.
They hate each other.
They hate
Excuse
each
me.
other, which we found out in Atlanta. They really don't like each
Are
other.
you really questioning whether it was a Patriots fan?
Yes.
Are you really questioning?
Yes.
Yeah, that joke is kind of league wide now. Toward I went
20-3
down
is
to Chris.
everywhere. It's in every sport now.
This poor guy, man. He's just like wearing his suit. He's got his belt.
got his belt.
He probably had to check this belt. You know,
Look
he
at
had to probably get it through TSA.
He paid
you
a
know?
solid $350, $375
This
for
guy.
that belt. I promise you, because
that belt.
He gets
Well,
up
that's
there
custom.
and somebody 28 to threes him. Come on, man. That's zero chill.
Totally fair. Totally fair.
That's what I was thinking. It's just like, come on. Because everybody's got that. Somebody could scream at the Patriots, Eli Manning. Some Giant fan can do
And
that.
guess what, Rich?
And a
They
Giant
probably
fan
did.
and an Eagle fan could bark at a Giant fan, Boston Scott or whatever, or Deshaun Jackson. And then an Eagle fan can have, somebody
Would
yell
you rather
at them.
them fight each other, like physically fist
No,
fight?
just leave it. Just everybody. We're all here for a draft.
Can't we
You're
all
a
just
super
get along?
fan.
No,
I'm a
Rich,
super
man.
fan. It's a moment for everybody.
Yeah,
No,
we don't
no,
rock like that,
absolutely
Rich.
not.
I am
Nope,
never
nope.
going to cheer an Eagle pick.
Can't you just check the bile at the door when you're all super fans?
You understand how angry I was when the Eagles drafted? How, when I saw where that was going to, I sent a picture out in the
Micah
text.
Parsons, too, was on a live stream.
No,
and,
but you guys
visibly
are sitting at
disgusted.
home. But I'm just saying this is a special moment for literally everybody there.
Rich, I want to live in the world that you live in where you think they would just show respect to these people.
Drew Pearson got
just
booed,
thought it was
man.
amazing.
He's an
Oh,
old man.
my
He's
gosh.
a Hall of Famer.
I'm so glad there was a lull. I'm like, let's just see what we got here.
That's a good call.
Because otherwise, we would never have seen that moment. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.